Hey there! Today we're gonna be working on my 2003 Ford Ranger. That's four-wheel drive. Ain't a truck unless it's four-wheel drive. Anyways, I got a fucked-ass CV joint here. You're gonna take a look. I got this boot. It's all busted right open. There's shit hanging out. I can finger it right there, you know, and it got no more grease left inside there. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this shaft out. Pull the shaft out of the truck. Pull it out. And then we're going to put a new shaft in. Yeah, that's what she likes, you know, put the shaft in. Anyways, we'll be right back when I'm taking the fucking axle nut off. Boom. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and take the axle nut off next. First, what I had to do, though, is I had to take the tire off the lugs 19mm. Ford metric bolts. No fucking clue. Axle nut 32mm. I don't want to use mine, it's a 16 point. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 1 1/4 impact. They'll do the same fucking thing. Also, after we take that off, we got to take the caliper off. Can't get at the CV axle without taking off the caliper. Caliper, 14mm, 15mm. 4 bolts in the back. Fucking pull them out. That's how you do it. So, here's the 14mm. You want to take that 14mm off. You want to take the other 14mm off down here. Then you got a 15 here. You got another 15 up here. Take all them fuckers off. Caliper pop right out. Pop right out. So, got the caliper off. Got her hanging up. Don't want to tug on the brake line, you know. Don't put any stress on that. So I got her tied up, you know. Anyways. Caliper came off, brake pads off, come down on the ground here. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take the old rotor off there. Rotor, hardly even know her. So, gonna go ahead and take that off, roll that to the side. Next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go ahead and get the hub off. So, I will get you back when I'm taking the bolts off for the hub. You know what I'm saying? So, the hub, it's got 3 bolts on the hub in. There's one here, and there's one on the back. You may have to turn your car on the steering wheel so you get the other sides. What you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to use a wrench with the breaker bar or use a breaker bar with the sucker or whatever you're gonna do with the breaker bar so you can break those bolts right out of there. That's a 15mm. Again, all this metric on the Ford. No idea what's going on. Okay there, so I used that breaker bar and got those 15mm bolts out the back for the hub. Now the issue with the hub is it kinda seizes up a little on there and it's hard to get out. So, now if your bearing is blowing out and is a piece of shit, doesn't really matter. You just take a mallet, you'll whack the fucking hub, it'll pop right out. Pop right out. But what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna go ahead and use an air chisel. I'm gonna take the air chisel, put it right on the little lip there and try to push her out. I do have an extra hub in case I bust this one up so I don't screw myself. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and give this a try. So, working here in the garage, my buddy's bitching at his girl cutting the grass outside. It's fantastic. So if you hear some noise in the background, please bear with me. Anyways, if you're doing just a hub assembly bearing job, you're pretty much at the completion of the disassembly. This is your hub right there. Your hub, it has anti-lock brake wire built right into it. So the anti-lock brake wire, this one's kind of jacked up, so I might just replace that. But anyways, your anti-lock brake wire kind of goes up. There's all these fancy little clips and shit that hold it up there. And up here, right underneath your bumper is where it plugs in. It plugs in right here. You're pulling out that end from that end. Got that? That end from that end. Once that's done, your bearing should pop right off of your hub there, come right on out. Oh, your hub, yeah, I'm sorry, your hub should pull right off of your CV axle right there. There's my CV axle. Next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna go ahead and pull this bolt here to go ahead and drop it from the upper ball joints. Ball joints. Anyways, you're gonna drop that from the upper ball joints. We're gonna go ahead and pull that whole fucking knuckle down, get the CV out of there. Pull it out, pull the shaft out. You know what I'm saying, guys. So, my pull-out friend just showed up, and he and me started arguing. Do we attack the upper ball joint or the lower ball joint to drop this out? I don't really know, so I'm going to go for the upper. He's saying go for the lower. Hey, Whatever. We'll try for the upper. If that don't work, we go back to the bottom. Try that. Anyways, before too, taking off that up assembly, the air ratchet is fantastic. Took it right out of there. Now if you want to try the hammer, go ahead. I've done it before on the other side. It's a little bit more work. Okay, guys, be back in a second. So I've gone ahead and I pulled the bolt out from the top ball joint. Guess what? I won. Top ball joint popped right out. You know, gotta use a little persuasion. Tap that upper arm right on out of there. Pop it right out. So now, once that's done, you gotta just go ahead and pull this knuckle down like so. You can go ahead and get in here and you can work that CV joint right on out of there, like so. So now I got the CV joint, or CV axle right on out. Look at her, she's a little wiggly. So I'm gonna go ahead and get underneath now. I'm gonna go ahead and try that impact again and kind of break that fucker right out of there. See you in a second. Okay, so we're back here underneath the car now, and I'm on the back side of the axle. And what we're gonna do is right here, I'm gonna be tapping. I'm gonna tap on the axle right there. I'm gonna pop her out. There's a little clip inside here that holds it in place. And what I'm gonna do is, this is kind of a two-person job at this point because I'm down here and whacking. I need my handy dandy assistant, Danny over here. Hey Danny, say hi.
Hey.
He's gonna go ahead and pull the other side out. So he'll grab the end of the threads. I'll whack, he pulls. I whack, he pulls. Got it? Got it. So, there's the old CV joint. Blown apart. We gone ahead and we pulled that out. We took the other one. That's the new one right there. We lined it up on the teeth on the inside there. Put the nut on there so you don't screw up the treads. Take the old persuasion hammer there and just give it a little sweet tap-a-rooney. Pop it right back in. Basically, to put it all back together, you're just going to do everything in reverse. That's what everybody else says. But what you're going to do is you're going to take that axle, you're going to slide it through the hole. Go ahead and get your new bearing. You want to put that on. In order to get this back on that upper ball joint, you're just going to line it up. We're going to take a jack, we're going to jack underneath to lift that end up. Pop the ball joint back in, put the bolt back in, put the nut back on, get the other bolts, put the other bolts back in, whammo bammo, you got your front done. That's it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put a new hub assembly on because, you know, I was looking at the other one, there's a little whirl and twirl in there, got it all apart, might as well do it. Also, the ABS wire on the other one was a little messed up, so it's just gotta go ahead and get a new one. So basically I went ahead and got the axle put through, got the hub put on. We're gonna go ahead and torque it down, get all the bolts back on. I'll be right back with you when I got this thing all polished up and finished. Anyways, so finished the job. Got a new wheel bearing in there, new hub assembly. Got the CV joint covered in grease. And it's time for a celebration drink. I'm glad you all got to join us today on this fine, fine day. And see us work on the good old Ford Ranger. Tune in next time. All right.
Just wait.